We had some friends visiting, and they brought us 2 clematis. One is called the President, and this one here is called Multi Blue. This one down here is called the President. About your flowers. Get on to something more important. You may remember me saying that when you have abundant blossoms on the laburnum tree, then you get a good apple harvest. Apple harvest. We don't want to see your apples or how great they are. Well, I think that the apples are important to have a little look at, because there are just so many on this apple tree, just covered in them. So it's going to be a great harvest. I'm not interested in those apples. Let's move on to something more important. This here is my little rockery, and that's Sempervivum. It's hens and chicks, and got some small, is it dianthus coming out there, and some more Sempervivum over there. And that's a nice little flower that's coming up in the centre of that there, up that. Get over. People are interested in flowers and stuff like that. They want to know about vegetables or something. Here are the big red poppies. No more flowers. Poppies are for wussies. Just leave it, leave it. I like this little white flower. White flower! White flower? Nobody's interested in white flowers. This is my time. The bees are just crazy about it. It's a wonderful colour. Especially when it's just next to these little red flowers here. Give over! Give over! No more flower stuff! Finish it off now! Okay, if it's vegetables you're interested in, these are gardening in Norway's pole beans, monastery bean, and they're climbing up this pole. They've suffered a lot at night time because of the frost. They were a yellow colour. We've been having temperatures near zero during the night time here in Finland, and it's just, you can see the leaves are all sort of yellow, or I don't know if that's what they're like up at the top. Even down here, that's our gherkin. Those leaves are all yellow, turning brown at the edges there. So I've already planted these gherkins 2 times now. And this is the 2nd time that the frost or the cold weather has caught them. Now this is more like it. Potatoes. Those potatoes were planted 4 weeks ago, straight into the ground. These are the Hanki and Timo here. Nice, lovely looking leaves on them all along here. And the ones at the end there in the sunlight, I think they get the sunlight in the evening, are the red potato, the Rosamunda. And I think that I saw, there we are, they're beginning to put out flowers. You get flowers in Rosamunda, but you don't get them in Timo. But potatoes are growing well. At least the shaws are looking nice and healthy. Those are my northern giant blackcurrants. The fruit on them are really big, but double the size of normal blackcurrants. So I just hope the birds don't get them. That's a view of the vegetable garden. As I say, it's been very cold at night time, and perhaps the garlic and the leeks, not the leeks, the onions, they seem to be growing, but everything else is way behind. They're not putting any growth on at all. This here is my French salad mix, some oak leaf lettuce and some Lollo Rosso, I think. It has been going good. I've been taking greens out of here almost every day, and down this end here is the Japanese, I guess, Mizuno and some mustard, but you can see that they're going to seed, but very many of them. So, but you can still pick the leaves off it. And just next to it are my shallots. They're beginning to sort of bulb up now quite nicely. Look at that, there must have been about 10 on that one. And they're doing really well, even though it's cold at night time. And as a companion plant for the onions, I've planted 2 rows of carrot, which I've thinned out, but they're coming up. And here are red onions. You can see all the leaves are, the green bits, they've been bent down. I think we had a hailstorm which damaged quite a lot of them, like that. And over here are the yellow onions, and just next to it the garlic, which looks really fine and thick. This is the French gourmet garlic, and I've been happy with them. Look at the thickness of the stalk of that. Now these are my leeks, which I planted according to Dan from Yorkshire. I'm happy with them as well. However, here, complete failure for the parsnips, although I have 1 row here which came up, but they're minuscule, so I don't know if I'm even going to get anything this year. And over here, this is it's called a red romaine that I got from Baker Creek. I've thinned them out, so I'm hoping to see them bunch up once the weather gets a bit better. Next to it, some more carrots, which I planted about 3 weeks later. They're not as big as the other ones. And next to it, I think this is golden ball turnips, which I've thinned out, and I think they've got some of that Japanese jumping flea beetles on it. Then next to it, beets. They should be much bigger than that by now. As I say, it's just been terrible, the weather here. Down at almost 0 at night time. And here are the chickpeas, and behind it the unsupported Finnish semi-leafless pea, which don't need any support because of the amount of tendrils on it. And these are my broad beans. I think there may be some flowers beginning to come on there. But you can see I tried to plant some dwarf beans here, and the birds have come along and pecked the tops off them. I think they look like a little worm. Just when it comes out of the ground, it looks like that, curled up, and the birds think, oh, that's a little worm coming up out of the ground, and then it pecks it. And all the leaves get taken off it, and then you don't get anything, they don't grow. So that's a failure as well. Gooseberries are coming along fine. I think I'll have a good crop of gooseberries as well this year. It took me 2 days, but I've dismantled the old lean-to greenhouse. Now I'm beginning to dig out the earth that's in here, because it's quite good earth, and I'm sieving it through that roller riddle there, and then collecting it in bags so I can use it again. So that's about it. A garden update, and perhaps too many flowers for your liking. I mean, say, when you're an old man, you should only be interested in vegetables and stuff that you can eat. Potatoes you can eat in the winter. Flowers, can you eat flowers in the winter? No. Go for your vegetables. Let your wife handle the flowers.